welcome, we're in Mayhem League and I'm gonna explain and show you the build that I used to go for multiple level 95s to win some prizes, hopefully. So the last character is still in work in progress, but we still have 2 days to go, so it will be easy. So this is Cyclone that I also mentioned in my league starter Mayhem video that I uploaded a couple of days ago before the league. So right now I am rank 1 and yeah, we are gonna check what I used. So this is not for best DPS, alright. You can also do the same setup in a normal league and then get a better gear later. I still have a couple of million DPS. I have lots of Atlas progression. The Awaken bonus obviously came from killing a Guardian map because it is like a standard league. So if you kill a Guardian of Minotaur or something like that, you get lots of Awakening bonus objectives. But the normal bonus objective is what I did myself, obviously. I killed Phoenix for that. I also killed 2 Cyruses. I will probably put a clip maybe in this video. And then there is a bonus clip at the end. A fun one, yeah. So I will just mention the items, what I did, and that will be it. So Terminus Est, obviously the best choice, the best melee weapon in the game right now, even better than Starforge after the nerf. So this is the best you can get. In a normal league, obviously you will want something with 700 or more DPS, physical DPS, but this is best for budget, obviously. So where is it? Cyclone. I couldn't even get a 21. I used like a lot of Cyclones. I leveled, but unfortunately not a single one turned out 21. Impulse channeling. Awaken melee physical. I actually I was camping lots of items. You know, there are like lots of tabs, but now I don't anymore. Yeah. So I camped lots of stuff. You know, belts, rings, stuff like that. And also I camped some of these, and I eventually got those for very cheap because this is a Mayhem League, it's a Void League. Money isn't important, so the different two people actually, yeah, sold these for very cheap. So Brutality and Melee Physical, Awakened when you have the money, obviously. Impale and Fortify, obvious choices. So let's talk about Helmet. So because the Exalteds are very cheap, because no one cares in Mayhem League, obviously, I crafted most of the gear myself because it is impossible to find most of these. So Fortify effect and got some resistance, and then life and physical damage taken as fire. So there is actually a better version for that physical damage taken as fire, but you veiled it from June, so I couldn't find it. That's why only 3%. So this is for mostly defensive purposes. Obviously this has nothing to do with DPS. But for leveling in a league like this, at least, you don't need that DPS at all. But as I said earlier, I still have at least 3 million, I believe, DPS, something like that. So yeah. Cast when damage taken, Immortal Call, Blood and Sand, one of our buffs. Vitality, this is because I have a Watcher's Eye. If you don't have it, you don't need it. It's only level 1. Let's talk about the other buffs. Flesh and Stone, Dread Banner. We have Blood Rage, obviously. I actually forgot to reset this. Pride. So let's talk about the glows and what I'm using. Hemophilia. So normally this is something that you don't see on these kind of builds. So because there are lots of monsters in the map in Mayhem League, obvious one is, you know, maybe Harbingers. But I'm not 100% sure that if they explode or not. So I can't say much. But normal monsters obviously explode, yeah. Because we cannot afford or find explode chest, I used Hemophilia. I was also using, where is it? This one, 10% bleed chance, but I respect it because I finished leveling. And also I am using this here, Razor's Edge. This is also already a sword wheel, so it gives DPS, but it also has some bleed chance, as you can see, 25%. So with all those combined, I had like 80% bleed, something like that. Most of the monsters exploded easily, but there were still some corpses on the ground, but it doesn't really matter because this improves your clear speed a lot. So that's why I went with this. In a normal league, obviously you can get an explode chest and don't use this at all. It is also way more efficient. Yeah. Amulet, just a generic melee amulet, physical damage, crit multiplier, life resist attribute because you need intelligence. Because this is a leveling build, we don't care much about boss DPS. I used overcharged to generate charges. We already generate friend charges thanks to Terminus Est and Blood Rage. But with this you can also generate friend and power charge and endurance charge on kill. So you pretty much have all of these while mapping, so it is way better than another anoint for mapping. So -8 mana cost, you can get this. You can actually start playing with Praxis, obviously. Yeah, but eventually you want to craft something like this. You need Blessing of the God cards, divination cards. It is like 3 cards and it gives an old Elrayon jewelry. If you played the game maybe 2 years ago, you know what those are. So Elrayon was a NPC back then, a master. Now he's a syndicate member. Yeah, yeah, this guy. Yeah, so you can get some minus mana cost jewelry. So if you get a ring, just craft the rest and that's it. You need to get craft this yourself. Even in a normal league you cannot find these that easily, so you need to craft it on your own. Other ring, vulnerability. Vulnerability obviously gives DPS, and also I am using hemophilia, so I need more bleed chance. So this was the obvious curse choice for me. So just alteration craft again, use some catalyst. Maybe I use catalyst to get that life, fertile catalyst. I don't have any right now. So just alteration craft. If you get vulnerability, also use catalyst once and use augment, and hopefully you will get life. You can also multi-mode life, it doesn't really matter. Just vulnerability ring, yeah, that's it. So chest, what I used, I needed some chaos resist, so I used that. I still don't have much chaos resist, but it doesn't really matter actually, because this build is very tanky. It's a champion, obviously. So I never died once to that chaos essence drain. What's that? Rogue exile, stuff like that. I never died to chaos damage. I never died to Al-Hazmin. I currently have 6 awaken level. 4 of the stones are here because I am sustaining maps. Yeah. I never died to chaos damage, yeah, but I just wanted some extra chaos resistance, that's why. Life, some resist, and the most important thing is recover 4% life on kill. So this is the best choice for mapping, because you heal a lot. Maybe in a normal league you can use the Cinder Swallow Urn Flask instead of Silver Flask, but you need to figure freeze maybe on your boots or something like that. Yeah, that's another option, but it's another unique flask, so yeah. Maybe you can dump Life Flask, yeah, that can be good. But in a league like this, if you want to level safer, recover life on kill is probably the best. You can also anoint hired killer for 2% life if you want, but I am going for overcharged, yeah. So what's else? Just a normal belt, life resist, and nothing special at all. So finally, elusive boots. I just bought some boots with elusive and enult, and luckily got this. So just an elusive. Elusive gives move speed and dodge. Because I wanted some extra defense and also movement speed, I went with elusive. You can also use tailwind for move speed, but as far as I know, tailwind doesn't give attack speed for Cyclone for some reason, but I'm not 100% sure. So it can be a bug or misinformation, I'm not sure. So elusive is probably the best for a defense option, because yeah, tailwind doesn't have any defensive stuff. So final jump, sleep slam, faster attacks, blood magic, and enduring cry. Enduring cry works because of call to arms. It is instant, so you can just use it while cycloning like this. And a 5-link ancestral warchief to kill bosses faster. It isn't that important, yeah. And portal gem. What else? Hypnotic Agile, intelligence, crit multiplier, life, because you want that intelligence for impulse channeling. Just flasks, I'm not gonna mention these that much. So this was pretty much it. Maybe if there's anything special on my talent tree, let's see. Just let me just show you the jewels, and that will be it. Just some melee jewels. Actually, most of stuff is very cheap, because this is a voided league. So these are like maybe 20 chaos, because I camped for these for a couple of days. So I actually bought this for very cheap, 20 chaos, 30 chaos. Yeah. So this is for extra bleed chance for my hemophilia gloves. So just some melee crit multiplier and life and bleed. Another melee damage, melee, what's that, short damage, just generic stuff. And I luckily bought a Watcher's Eye yesterday. This is just new, so yeah, impaled Watcher's Eye. Only for 450 gas. Yeah. And I believe I have one more jewel here, yeah. Just some generic stuff. You can also check Path of Building. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Nope.